Hello, universe. So I just found out tonight that I got accepted to UCLA Math PhD program. Let's go. I got rejected from Chicago and Wisconsin, and I was expecting rejections from pretty much all the schools. I applied to like 25, 26 schools. I didn't have a perfect resume, had several semesters of withdrawals. I think 2 semesters of mostly withdrawals due to like mental health concerns, etc. So I wasn't actually expecting to get accepted anywhere. Um, and so this was a great news for me. Obviously I'm happy that I got in somewhere because that means that, at least I'm definitely going somewhere for my math PhD in optimal transport. Um, let's go here. Okay. And also the guy that works at UCLA, Gangbo here. Gangbo is a big name in optimal transport. He works at UCLA, so a potential advisor for sure. I'm not sure if he would want to work with me, but I certainly would want to work with him. I know about his work trying to introduce Hamiltonian flows into Wasserstein space, Hamilton-Jacobi equations in Wasserstein space. That's kind of a big deal, right? Like, gradient flows are easier to embed than Hamiltonian flows. So big research field. My overall impression is the following. First of all, I have a very good advisor right now at the University of Utah, Will Feldman. I have a really good chemistry with him. UCLA is obviously like a bigger brand name school, but if I get into the U, it's going to be hard for me to pass that up because I have the chemistry right now with my advisor. That's hard to beat. The advisor is more important than the school and the brand name, right? However, to some degree, the school is important just due to, the quality of the education as well as the peers, right? Like I might have more right now at University of Utah. Most of my peers are specialized in like algebraic geometry, which is awesome, but it's not my field. I'm more of an optimal transport PDE kind of guy. And so, I might find more people that are more interested in that field. Although there are some individuals at the U, obviously plenty who are very interested in these fields and very talented, to say the least. Ultimately, my impression is the following. I think that, regardless of where I get my PhD, I'm going to be grinding. I'm going to be working as hard as I possibly can. And this acceptance, to me, is not going to change overall my approach to studying, my study routine, my study habits, the work that I put in each and every day is going to be unchanged, right? And I have a study goal. And actually what I wrote on my application before I gave it to my advisor and he made me change it, but I said, I'm applying for guidance in my study of optimal transport, right? I seek guidance. So I seek guidance from professional mathematicians in my study of optimal transport. That does not mean that I need guidance. And regardless of if I even go to graduate school at all or where I go, I'm going to be studying optimal transport. I'm going to be researching this field no matter what. And I'm just going to graduate school to seek guidance from a professional. But almost all of the work, almost all of the studying, the laborious hours of reading, research, reading papers, reading textbooks, doing research on my own, that is going to be done by myself, right? And hopefully a team of people that I can bring together. But the point is that, having an advisor is wonderful. It's great guidance. And I'm forever grateful to my advisor, Will Feldman, for showing me optimal transport in the topic. However, most of the workload is done on my end. And that workload, I feel confident that I'm going to be able to achieve that workload regardless of what graduate school I go to, regardless of how the cards settle, regardless of what happens. As long as, I'm still able to put in the work, it's going to be happening. So I'm going to be putting in the work and studying optimal transport. It doesn't matter where I go, okay? And that's just it. So yeah, I appreciate y'all watching these YouTube videos, and I hope that I wish you all the best in your studies. Don't trip too much about graduate school. Don't trip about where you go. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you go. It matters what you do with your education, how you study, the hours you put in each and every day into learning what you love and what you care about. That is what matters. The school, the name brand, the coffee mug with the emblem of, the fancy school on it, doesn't matter. All that matters is what you know, what you studied. the art, the mathematical artwork that you can produce on the canvas.